Alright guys, hello and welcome to another set. We are in Alchemy League Season 1. This is Week 2, and we have Bengute versus Geo. This is the Argentum division. These guys are, well, I think theoretically the Argentum division ended up somewhere at like mid-1400s to mid-1600s. We have not yet seen Bengute in action, but we're going to see him now due to the way that we divided the divisions and everything like that, and there being an odd number of people. So I'm excited to finally see him in action. Bengute was legendary in the King of Ireland tournament. He defeated some pretty tough opponents, and now he's back. So we're looking forward to seeing both of these players and what they can do. Geo had a really strong showing in the previous set. So let's see what they make of Rapa Nui here. Geo is playing as the green Lithuanians. I really like Lithuanians for this map. I think Lithuanian, maybe he could go like the Instadoc or something. And I think that's what he's going to do. He sent one villager to sheep, and he's going straight to wood. So maybe Geo is indeed planning on getting... Well, I don't know that it's Instadoc, but I think it's still fast dock. I think if it were Instadoc, he would have built the dock immediately and chopped stragglers and such, and that's not the case. Geo is building a lumber camp early, but he's just putting fewer on food because he starts with more food as the Lithuanians. So he is playing as the green Lithuanians, as I said. It's a lot of fish to be taken on this map. Let's actually count and see how much fish there is total on this entire map. There is 16,000 fish in a 1v1. So it's actually more than Gitchigume, if you guys can believe that. Alright, now Bengute is playing as the Saracens. I think Saracens could make a lot of sense on this map. Their galleys attack faster, so they also get a bonus related to the water. And the Saracen market is very good. So if you're running low on wood or you can't take wood for some reason, because, you know, the wood resources are... There's not a lot of wood on this map. It's... Of all the maps, actually, I think this map may even have less wood than Desert Void. Or not Desert Void, sorry, Wasteland. So Rapa Nui was made by Cookie Pirate. But the merchant dropping the relic was totally my idea. For better or for worse. So that's right, when this merchant dies, he drops a relic. Pretty cool, huh? And it has implications for relic victories, too. Like, you only need his relic and then just one other relic around the map. Or, if your enemy's merchant dies in your town, for instance, if it gets killed by Town Center Arrowfire, then, well, then you've got all the relics you need. You don't even need to venture outside of your town in order to achieve a relic victory. So it'll be interesting to see what strategies these players go for. The Lithuanians also getting benefits from the relics. And I think the relics are not too hard to find on this map. There's sort of a limited area that they could be in, right? I mean, it's basically the halfway point between the players, if you will. And there's always going to be a relic up here on top of the hill. Somewhere. I actually don't see it. Maybe one of these maybe it's behind this statue or something. I'm not sure. That would be pretty awkward, though, if there were no relic in the middle. If the relic had failed to spawn. We'll have to take note of that, because it is intended for there to be provided 3 relics on this map. And actually, that could kind of change the relic victory thing around, too. Not that it's well understood to begin with, but... yeah, I don't know. We'll have to keep an eye on this to see if some unit moves and I'm just tech blind. And maybe I just can't see it. Do you guys see a relic in here? I see lots of birds flying around, and I see some priests and some Amazon warriors, or Rapa Nui warriors. Rapa Nui is, of course, the native tongue for Easter Island. So named because it was discovered, I think, on Easter Sunday. So Geo has his dock up. He's got 2 fish out of it already. Actually, no, wait. He's got 3 fish. Okay, and Bengute has 2 fish now. In terms of Town Center idle time, they're both going to be pretty decent. They've got about a half a villager's worth of Town Center idle time. But Geo with a little bit of an advantage because his dock is up sooner. Bringing in his boar. Let's take a look at their maps. I think Benguti has a better map than Geo. He's basically got two wood lines here and here. And it seems like Geo's wood line kind of merged with the central forest. Or here, or here. Like Benguti could do a tower rush or have forward archers or something and deny more wood from Geo than Geo could from Benguti. So I do think Benguti has a map advantage here. He's getting loom now. Geo is already on his way up to feudal age, though. Benguti is going up to feudal age. Okay. So the merchant doesn't take up any population space. So Benguti up to feudal age at 24 villagers and Geo with 23. So this is telling me nobody's planning any kind of crazy like lightning scouts build, which I think is smart. I honestly don't think scouts are that great on this map, just because there isn't very much space to maneuver. It will probably be some kind of naval aggression, if I had to guess. Somebody will build a second dock, and then somebody will build a mining camp. But who knows, maybe not. Benguti building a mining camp now. He's building a mining camp first, so maybe he is going to go one dock pressure, and then these guys will just up the number of docks as the resistance increases. Geo doing something that he should be doing, though. He's building a barracks. That's very important. Where's Benguti's barracks? Benguti not building a barracks yet. He's got 4 on gold. All right, so is this a fast castle from Benguti? We do see some pretty defensive palisades here. Yes, Benguti wants to fast castle. He's laying down the walls for it. He needs to build a market. Now, markets, wait a second, what? Oh no, maybe not. No, he is building another dock. Okay, so Benguti is not going to go land military. He's going to go heavy navy. His plan is probably to wipe out everything that Geo has on water, whereas Geo has a range up and is going archers. So Geo might make, yeah, okay, so he is making a fire galley. So Geo is going to make some stuff to contest water. I don't know how much Geo's stealing Benguti's sheep. That's not very nice. But that's a good win for him. So let's see what Benguti knows of Geo's town. I mean, not much. Oops. No, that's Gaia. One sec. We're trying to get it to select Benguti's point of view. I guess we won't see what Benguti knows of Geo's town. Okay, so this is a blacksmith, so this is telling me that Benguti is going galleys. He is not going fire ships. And we indeed see galleys being queued. Galleys are a better long-term choice if you can get the mass out. If you can't get a good galley mass out, then they don't really make much sense. Fire ships are better in low numbers. Benguti is moving out across the map. Geo's taken Benguti's 3 stolen sheep back to his town center. He does have an archery range, and I don't know if Geo is in here with the archers yet, or where Geo is going with the archers. I guess we'll find out. Okay, the archers are headed through this stand of palms, and he's going to come pressure the woodline. So the big weakness in Benguti's strategy is that although he has better woodlines than Geo, he still is vulnerable to archers camping on each of these woodlines. Like, what does Benguti do if there's 6 archers here, 6 archers here, and 6 archers here? Geo could deny a lot of wood. And so we'll see if Benguti gets away with it. Sending more galleys up. He's got galleys here. He's probably paying attention to Geo's... Yeah, see, he pulls back and he micros. He's going to micro against the fire galley. Nope, he's just going to run. He's going to run until he encounters his other reinforcing ships. Okay, we can see that Benguti has been forced to pull back from this woodline. He's building a tower here. And Geo is indeed in on this woodline. Geo has not looped around. Now, some of you may be wondering, why isn't this tower, like, right here? Why isn't this tower, you know, covering both of his woodlines? And the only possible explanation that I can think of for that is that Benguti wants to make his stone safe as well. And he wants to be able to build a mining camp here and take more stone for additional towers if he needs. But Geo can come around here and now take Benguti off of this wood. And if I were Geo, I would make a few more archers. He does have some. But Benguti's got a scary galley mass here. Now, unfortunately for Benguti, Geo only has 3 fishing ships maybe left, I think is the word. I don't know how many more he made. Actually, we can do math here. So Geo has lost 3, 4. So Geo made 4 fishing ships. So that explains why he never really did more with the dock. I mean, he's making fire galleys now. Maybe he'll just try to avoid these galleys and come around this way and sink Benguti's fishing ships. Yeah, see, that's what he seems to be doing. Is he's got a wolf here looking for some sheep. Benguti buying stone with gold, using the market, I guess, and ultimately going up. Geo is also on his way up, but Benguti will be up first. Benguti essentially did the water, but he didn't really do any feudal land units. Geo's got more archers coming, or maybe they're the same archers. Can't really tell. It says he's got 6 archers. Oh, okay, here they are. So this was kind of what we predicted, and you can see that Benguti has a higher idle eco percentage, but it's not by very much, actually. I don't know if Geo's fishing ships running away from galleys is like part of that calculation. I don't even think that Geo spent much time running away from galleys. Seems like Geo just sort of accepted that his fish would be killed by Benguti, who is now on this wood line, and he's relocating to this wood line, and then there's another archer here. Benguti is castle age. If I were him, I would build a town center. Oh, that's a perfect town center. Yeah, that's exactly the town center he needs too. He's trying to stay protected here. Geo looking for a way in, but he can't get close to this dock here. Benguti could make a demolition ship. Geo definitely wants in. I think that Geo could get in now that he is castle age, essentially, in just a few more seconds. He could come forward and he could build a siege workshop and monastery and all that good stuff. I don't know that he'll do it. Benguti has built a stable, which is an interesting choice. I'm not really sure. He's going to make a knight. Alright, so that the decision to build the stable probably came into effect when he reached castle age before his opponent. Just like, you know, I'll make a couple knights, clean up these archers, and maybe do some damage to my opponent. But now I think it's going to be more so a, I'm going to send this knight out, and I'm going to kill a couple of really weak Rapa Nui feudal age units, and then I'm going to secure the relics that way. We'll see. Okay, he actually is interested in fighting these archers. But if Geo micros these archers properly, I don't think that he can actually, that Benguti could win this. Now his knight goes down essentially for free. So he's going to build a monastery instead. Sees that knight, says monastery is a good counter. And he's going to patch this back up again. The archers are going to be back. This is kind of the bane of Benguti's existence, is he seems like he has to keep on pulling back from the wood line. But he does have a very good wood line here now. This is a safe wood line, short of Geo building a forward siege workshop here or something. Benguti will be able to take wood reliably here. Looks like Geo is adding another town center. He has the map control, so you know he could add town centers just kind of anywhere he wants, except for maybe the top of the hill, because the Rapa Nui actually own that. Still, the Rapa Nui have the map control up here. Okay, Geo's going to come over here and look for damage, but he's not going to find it. He's trying to get in around this way, but Benguti is actually stonewalling. So, I love stonewalls personally. I love stonewalls and monks, and Benguti just playing it defensively and trying to maintain an eco lead. He has 12 villagers in excess of what Geo has. What is this? Do you really need another monastery right there? It's an archery range. It's in range of farms. I guess maybe Benguti doesn't care about farms because he's got water control, so he'll just make fishing ships. He's got a fire galley here, some galleys here, and he's just working on that. So Benguti has the water and Geo has the land. Okay, he does decide to move that archery range further away from the town center, which I think is a good choice. He is not pushed out yet. He's basically secured all of his resources. His stone is secure. His gold is secure. His wood is mostly secure. unless Geo decides to really commit on this, which I think he actually should. If you're Geo and you know that you're behind in economy because you lost your fish, I think you absolutely deny all of your opponent's wood lines. I mean, if Benguti can't take wood here, and he can't take wood here, and he can't take wood here, what does he do? He'd be in huge trouble. Oh, there's an overchop, and Geo just runs in, kills the monk, and now he's got a bunch of raiding knights in the eco. How many armor upgrades do these knights have? Okay, they have the feudal age upgrade, but they do not have the castle age upgrade, so they're not going to be super tanky against town center arrow fire. And Geo decides to get out of here. I don't know if Benguti's going to wall back. I don't think he can. Oh no, he did. He did. There's another one here now, so Geo has to fight that. He's going to lose his knights. But he still did some eco damage. He killed a villager. I don't know that one villager is worth those knights at this juncture. Looks like Benguti has deleted his merchant, and therefore there is a relic here in its base. I don't think he still has his merchant. Let's take a look and see. Geo, I think, has deleted his merchant as well. So they both have deleted their merchant at this point. Geo has colonized these berries. This is a good town center spot. As long as he's not too worried about being pressured by ships, this is a good town center spot. Okay, Geo clearing out the top here. There is a monk here to heal this knight. This knight, I think, is going to beat the Rapa Nui warrior. Oh no, the monk needs to heal. Oof. Alright, so Geo actually lost that fight. He didn't. I think he only sent 2 knights, so I think he did not send enough. This is obviously a great place for a castle, which is why there are neutral Gaia units guarding it. So it's not easy to get a castle up here. Castle up here denies so much gold. Or not gold, wood from your opponent. Monk cannot convert these units. They are unconvertible. So Benguti has a castle. I don't like this castle, but I see why he built it. I would have tried to build this castle further up or something. Secure some resources over here. But I see why he built it. It basically nails down this gold for him, and it potentially even gets him this golden stone. Benguti investing in ship upgrades. He's getting the war galley upgrade. He's got so much extra gold. Wondering, it's kind of funny. It's sort of crazy, actually, that people, like, they suffer for wood on this map. Benguti has a large economy, but he's got way too much gold, you guys. Alright, so Geo finally cleaning that up. He's going to come and take the relic, as Lithuanians do. Benguti is here just barely too late, I think. The knights are not able to see the monk. They don't have enough vision. Maybe if they split up, and maybe if he gets a little bit lucky, he'll be able... No, I don't think so. Unless he saw it briefly through a glimmer or something. He got a glimpse of it. Benguti looking for the monk that took that relic. And Geo's going to reveal himself. He's going to try to get a conversion. Monks do not have a conversion penalty when they're converting uphill. And Benguti actually is going to get the monk. But this relic is much closer to Geo's base now. Let's see how many relics Geo has. He's got 1 relic in his monastery. So his knights have an extra attack, and it's for free. Both players floating lots of gold. Benguti continuing to play Farming Simulator over here. He's got 8 fish. Was it really worth all those ship upgrades just for 8 fish? He's getting gill nets now. Maybe he plans on going more. So, Mamelukes. It's going to be very important for Geo to have a plan for these Mamelukes. If Geo does not have a plan for these Mamelukes, he will die pretty decisively. Mamelukes are a huge threat to... Oh, Benguti's going to snatch the relic. Oh my goodness. And if Benguti brings in this relic, he could potentially trigger the relic countdown, depending on how many relics he has already. So Geo cleared out the top, but now Benguti is going to build there. So there is already a relic in that monastery. The good news for Geo is that the monastery is pretty forward. Like, Geo could have a couple bombard cannons here, and he could just stop that. He needs to click up to the next stage, though. He has a monastery, but he does not have a university or a siege workshop. Geo gonna convert the ships. Alright, Bengudi will be Imperial Age in about a minute and 10 seconds or so. So, what can Geo do about the Mamelukes? Well, there are a couple of options. The first is he could go monks if the Mamelukes were in pretty low number. The second is if the Mamelukes are in high number, then he's basically going to have to make a lot of halbs and some siege weapons. Or maybe archers, but as Lithuanians, their archers are not the best, so I wouldn't recommend it. But skirmishers don't really work against Mamelukes. His unique unit isn't going to work against Mamelukes. He just does not have a lot of good options. These guys have castles with staring contests, but since Bengudi is up first, he will presumably queue a trebuchet from this castle immediately. Yep, there it is. And that trebuchet will be used to work on Geo's forward castle. Geo will be up in about a minute and a half. And where is Bengudi, actually? He has 2 relics here. And I don't see that relic victory is counting down. So maybe somebody garrisoned another relic. I don't know. It's weird. It's weird. I don't really know what's happening with that. Maybe they set it to conquest victory. Just so that they wouldn't have to worry about that. Don't know. I'll never know. So Bengudi's trebuchet is working on this castle. He's making more. Geo's going to send some knights in to snipe the trebuchet, potentially. Buy himself some more time. The knights are not really threatened by the castle. I mean, the castle could kill a couple of them by itself. But the biggest threat, as Bengudi is repairing that trebuchet, is the Mameluke. Now the castle cannot reach these repair villagers. So Geo repairing the castle. And Geo is getting cavaliers, so Geo is doubling down on the cavalry. And we're going to see lots of Mamelukes from Bengudi as a response. Actually, Bengudi could dive this trebuchet with his Mamelukes. It might be a little expensive for it, but they deal melee damage, and they actually have range, so you don't really have to worry about pathing or anything like that to successfully get to the trebuchets to destroy them. But of course, they don't have to get as close. Which could be a disadvantage, actually, given the minimum range of the castle, but I think the castle is going to be able to do most of its damage before the knights would close the distance anyway. Bengudi with a Mameluke raid in Geo's economy. Geo has a cavalier here. He gets flattened by the Mamelukes. Geo is getting the Castle Age armor upgrade for his cavaliers. Oof, that is not good. He must not have realized that he didn't have that one yet. I really like this castle from Geo, though. I think this is a pretty smart castle. His opponent's going to come up here and try to build. Bengudi sees the castle going up and charges with the villager. Geo sending a few more villagers. He's going to send the Mamelukes to try to stop this. This would be very, very annoying for Bengudi to deal with if this castle went up. But unfortunately for Geo, it is not going to go up. Geo does not have an answer to these Mamelukes. So Geo calls the GG. He sees this castle going up. Is in trouble. No answer to the Mamelukes. Has all the gold in the world. We see this often, actually, where people just have... Mamelukes are very hard. They're tricky to counter. It's tough. So the first game goes to Bengudi. So now we play on Geo's home map. Or not play, but we witness their play on Geo's home map. Let's take a look. So it's Wasteland. I believe this is part 1 of 2. I think the game crashed or something in the middle, and so they restored it from a save file, an autosave file of some kind. Alright, so we've successfully selected part 1, it looks like, unless they just didn't do anything for the entire first part of it, which is unlikely. Somebody would probably do something. That'd be pretty boring sitting there for a while, not doing anything. So we got Geo as the green Franks, and Ben-Gute as the blue Teutons. I've seen Teutons a lot for this map. I haven't seen Franks so much. I may have seen them once. I've seen Teutons a few times. This map is all about mobility. My opinion is that Saracens are really better used on this map. Camels are just so good. They are fast and they counter the fast units. There's just all this space out here, you guys. Just all this space. You have to close this distance. The map is Wasteland, and it was made by BP Dredge. It is inspired by Crazzini's Desert Void. It has big wood lines, player-assigned wood lines here, here, and here. What else can I say about this map? You have an extra lurable creature. I call them boars because that's kind of their object class, but they're really elephants and rhinos, and they're slightly different in the sense that these creatures have 60 more food apiece. So there's 180 extra food here, over what they would be if they were boars. So boars, it would be 680, but right here we have 1,200 food. So ordinarily it's 2 boars. So it's basically what I'm getting at is that these 3 animals here constitute nearly twice the normal amount of huntable food, and it sort of makes up for the fact that there is no deer. So not quite, but mostly. There's less food, but it's more efficient food because you can lure under your town center. So we'll probably see a scouts build from Geo, probably lightning scouts. I believe it was Geo that did a lightning scouts build on this map before. And Ben-Gute's Teutons, I'm not 100% sure what the plan with the Teutons is. I mean, Teutons get decent cavalry, although I don't think that they get the speed bonus, the speed upgrade for their cavalry. But they're still a very powerful civilization. Teutons are just one of those civilizations that they're like, okay, you pick the place, you pick the time, we'll be there, and we're going to win. And usually that's what happens. Everything that you could do, Teutons pretty much have an answer to in the late game. In the mid game, maybe if you're going archers or something, the Teutons can sort of struggle because they don't really want to go into skirmishers. So maybe like early Imperial Age, if you get Arbalister and the Teutons don't really have skirmishers, it's tough. Ben-Gute managing to save that villager. But late game, when they've got siege onagers rolling around and heavy scorpions and bombard cannons and, you know, Teutonic Knights, the Capey boys, just all those things, Teutons are pretty scary. Teutons do get a decent scout rush, I think. Their farms are cheaper. I don't think their scouts have any armor bonuses. I think that applies in Castle and Imperial Age. And Teutons don't really want to go into too many scouts because they can't upgrade them. They cannot, for instance, get light cav. They're the only civilization in the game that does not get light cav. That's crazy. But they compensate for it by the fact that every single one of their units is more resistant to conversion. But actually, I don't really think that that is a worthwhile trade. I think Teutons are one of the easiest civilizations to monk rush. Maybe not rush like lightning monks, but you get a good bed of monks rolling and you've got a couple, maybe like 2 spearmen out, and you've got like 10 to 15 monks. I think Teutons have a really hard time catching up to that because they can't make light cav. I mean, sure, all the rest of their stuff is resistant to conversion, but they can't kill the monks the way that other civilizations can kill the monks if they have access to light cav. This light cav just deals so much damage to monks. So both players are on their way up to the feudal age. Geo with a 20 pop scouts build, it looks like, or no, a 19 pop scouts build, I think, because I don't think that this camel counts. Well, I guess it's alright. It says 19 now. Let's take a look. Bengudi only 1 second of town center idle time. Geo with 10. And Bengudi trying to wall off. He's building a barracks here. So I think Bengudi is going to be going scouts. There's nothing on gold or anything like that. He is luring Geo's scout into the town center, but Geo is too quick for that. Pulls his scout away. He is presumably going to find this walling activity here. As Geo gets up to the feudal age and he's ready. He immediately builds a stable with 2 villagers. And Bengudi finding Geo's sheep here, but he is going to lame them. Oh no. Geo, no, not like this. Alright, Geo, I think Geo sees it. Bengudi is hanging around waiting for Geo to shoot at the camel and accidentally kill the sheep, but Geo is not going to do that. And Bengudi just trying to take this 1 sheep. He does get it back, okay. So he is building up his scout supply. And we see a stable from Bengudi, so Bengudi is also going scouts. So we have pretty much a mirror scout matchup for now. The Franks do get the berry picking bonus though, so maybe the Frank scouts will be out just a little bit faster. The Franks have a little bit more food income, although the Teutons have cheaper farms, but Bengudi hasn't built any of them yet. So here comes a scout from Bengudi, and it's going to look for a walling villager like this to pick on. Yeah, there it is. So Geo's going to have to pull this villager back. I would not fight. No, you don't have time to fight. You don't have time to fight. And Bengudi's going to run away, having satisfactorily gotten his villager pick off. So far, Bengudi's scout rush has killed more villagers than Geo's scout rush. But Geo is headed this way. Bengudi wants to wall this off. He's sending scouts to help defend that area. He'll have 3 scouts here. Geo will have 3 scouts. Geo's going to try to get in and deny the villager from walling this off. He's going to take some free wax here. And Geo's forced to withdraw. Bengudi's Bactrian camel is still checking out Geo's base. So Geo has made 1 more scout. He's got 4 scouts total now. Bengudi has 4 scouts total. In terms of upgrades, I don't think they have any. I don't see a blacksmith for Geo, although he does have the wood for it. And, alright, it looks like we got a fight here. It's going to come down to whoever has the better scout micro, I think. And it looks like Bengudi is going to win this fight. Oh, no! Alright, so the scouts collide and mutually annihilate each other. Bengudi sneaking in a villager pickoff while Geo isn't looking, and that's basically it. Geo fighting the spearman with his scout and dying. Bengudi has thrown down a lot of farms. Looks like he is planning on going Castle Age now. Geo is starting to head over to gold, and he is building more scouts, so I don't think Geo is necessarily ready to go to the Castle Age. Maybe he is. He's building another spearman. He has finally walled that off. Bengudi walled first. Oh no, the scout goes down. I think Geo is done making scouts for now. He's just gonna wait to get up to the next stage. Bengudi's resource count is approaching what is necessary to click up to Castle Age. I don't even think Geo is... Yeah, Geo doesn't even want to attack with the Spearman. He's just gonna work on this hut here that Bengudi doesn't care about. But it's still something, right? Deny your opponent 5 population space. Ben-Guri clicks up to Castle Age. Geo will not be too far behind him. I'm really hoping to see triple stables here. We see double stable from Geo, so that's good. I like that. I like to see the aggression. So we know that Geo's going to go at least 2 stable. He is just about ready to click up. Villager drops off some gold, and he can click up now. So Ben-Guri about 45 seconds ahead. All right, Ben-Guri is also building a second stable. So what a delight. We'll see these two players at least both go double stable. They might even go triple. Who knows? Or they might build town centers. Ben-Gute getting bloodlines. Franks do not get bloodlines because they essentially get a better version of bloodlines, but for free. The Mighty Spear battle. Geo has made another scout. I think that's funny that Geo keeps making scouts. He's trying to get a whack on this. Did he make that scout just so that he could destroy the hut? Maybe. We'd have to ask him. So market here for Geo could help him balance his economy. Pump out knights. Both players are getting the armor for the scouts now. Where are the knights? It's 2 stables and 2 knights. Ben-Guri wants rapid knight production. He's getting forging. And he has a couple of villagers coming out across the map. What is this? Oh, wait. Geo has another scout here, because why not? And, oh, yes, love this. Siege Workshop and Monastery. Now, this scout is going to find these villagers, but the villagers should be able to react and kill the scout if Ben-Guri is paying attention. No. They have to turn back. Okay, there's some knights. Ben-Guri's going to build his monastery here instead. And he's at least going to try to get the monastery up, and he's quick-walling the wounded villagers. Or the injured villager, I should say. So that Geo can't pick on him anymore. So we're going to see some kind of forward monk and siege and knight push from Ben-Guri. It looks like he just built 2 stables to get some knight presence out to keep up with Geo for a little while. Geo is making knights and light cav. Sees the monastery and says, I need to invest in light cav. Now, these knights are going to have a little bit more armor than the Frankish knights. Should be 2+2 for the Teutons. If it'll let me select them. Yeah, 2+2 for the melee. So he's got a monk here to heal his boys up. Monks are very dangerous, and if you're playing knights and your opponent is going into monks, very dangerous. So these knights are here to try to keep this monk safe. Knights are a good counter to light cav. They're not spearmen, but if you don't have spearmen or camels handy, then they are the next best thing. Ben-Guri is making another monastery. So he is very serious about making monks. And he's heavily on gold, too. He's got 8 on gold. He actually has a bunch on food, so he could potentially maybe sell food if he had a market. Now it looks like he has to spend his food on knights. He is getting Bowsaw here. And what is Geo doing? I think Geo has stopped making cavalry, which could be a mistake. We got monks coming. Ben-Guri making a little pen for his knights, or for his monks. He's walling the monks into this little area, and there's a fight here. It's not exactly clear to me who won that fight. I think Geo got some conversions, but Ben-Guri also got some conversions. So I see more blue units here than green units. So I think Ben-Guri is going to gain that ground. He has more units than, or more resources than Geo does. Geo has got 3 town centers, and Ben-Guri is going 1 town center. So Bengudi has to make things happen here. If Bengudi wants to stay in this game, he needs to make things happen. He cannot let Geo outboom this aggression. Bengudi picking up a relic. Where's the Siege Workshop? That's what I'm wondering. The Siege Workshop could really put a lot of pressure on Geo. He could destroy his production buildings, he could destroy his monastery, he could take him off of his gold. Bengudi could really mess up Geo if he pushed in here with some siege. Because he's just building up, waiting. He's afraid of the 2 monks that Geo has. He's got monks of his own. Maybe Bengudi just wants to pick up relics and trigger the relic victory. He's got his scout here guarding this relic. So that could just be his plan. Is to just go for the relic victory and make Geo panic and take a bad fight. Geo is making 1 more knight. He is still making knights slowly. Seems like he's making knights from 1 stable instead of 2. Alright, Bengudi coming in for a fight. He needs to send his monks forward. Oh, interesting. So Bengudi has gotten atonement so that he can convert enemy monks. And he's trying to sort of regroup and get his spearmen into this fight as well. Geo reprioritizing Bengudi's monks. Bengudi getting conversions. This is a messy fight. Bengudi trying to convert Geo's monk here. Does not get the conversion in time. Monks are certainly busy healing. More spearmen coming forward for Bengudi. Geo's spearman was converted by Bengudi. I think it's time for Bengudi to push out of here. It's time for him to build a market. It's time for him to sell 1,500 food and build a siege workshop or click up. Or, just do something. Spend this. He's got 1,700 food that he's not spending. He hasn't picked up either of those relics yet. He wants to build another... What? Oh, this town center doesn't make sense. Build it here. He knows all about this. It's closer to where his monasteries are. It'd be easier to defend. I do not understand this town center at all. This is a farming town center. Alright, Bengudi, 55 villagers to 74 villagers. Geo's still booming on 3 town centers. Okay, he does have a decent mass of monks here. He's targeting knights for conversion, targeting well, let's see. Lots of healing. And Bengudi wins that fight very decisively. And Geo forced to wall that up. Now, Bengudi, please build a siege workshop. Okay, he does have a siege workshop. Alright, so now Geo says it is time to wall this out and not let my opponent in here, which is smart. Now, if he's unlucky, his opponent will come over here and find this. But Bengudi might be too busy to spot that. See what Bengudi knows. These farms are a visual bug. I don't think Bengudi knows about that. So as far as Bengudi knows, Geo just has all this here. And it's walled off. The knights are in. They're stampeding in. But they're not... Oh, that looks like they're not committing. They're attacking the monastery instead, which is strange. Bengudi getting redemption. This 2,000 food, it's like draining my soul. Benguti, sell some food and click up to the next stage. Go imp. It's getting armor. Armor! The second armor for these knights. He could just start diving town centers. He's got the knights for it. He's got 26 knights. Okay, he's going to convert some buildings. Like he's taking his time here. Still hasn't picked up this relic yet. He's going to use Geo's buildings, I guess, to make more knights if he needs. This market is targeted for conversion as well. And a mangonel is rolling forward. Looks like I gave the first game to Geo for some reason. There we go, that's right. Benguti won the first game. Yeah, this is what he needs. He needs to just run in here and just deal damage. His opponent is boomed up to almost 100 villagers, and he needs to catch up. Now Geo has the stone for a castle, and since he's Franks, actually, that castle is cheaper. And Benguti is victorious, so I'm not sure what's going on with the part 2. So Benguti gets another win against Geo. Let's go and take a look at the next match. So that was Wasteland. So the first one is 36 minutes exactly. And the second one is 36:28. So I'm not sure why they played it again. Game 2, part 2. Let's see what this has, just since I'm curious. It must have... No, I think that's right. I don't think Geo resigned at that point. Maybe he did, I don't know. Okay, well, alright. Whatever, we'll give the win to Benguti here. I think maybe there were a few more seconds or something. I don't know why they restored it at that point. Why they wouldn't just be like, oh yeah, you know, I think I won. Like, I don't think you need to play 15 more seconds to realize how that one was going to end. So Benguti getting the win there with the Teuton Aggression 1 TC, and so Geo has chosen this other map. Hey, Inception 85, welcome. That's right, this is Alchemy League. Alchemy League Season 1. Okay, so guys, we've got Whirlpool Lake. This one was made by Jasuni. And we have a Byzantines mirror matchup between Geo, or Giovanni, and Benguti. So here's what I like about this map. I like that water in this map is not as snowbally as water traditionally is on many maps. You've got this big pit here in the center, and there's some relics in this pit, and there's a lot of fish too. See how much fish there is. There's 10,000 fish in here essentially. And if you control water, you can come in here and collect these relics. Maybe put them in a monastery over here or something. But it's harder to control water, because if your opponent builds over here and you build over here and your opponent is closer to their dock, then chances are you're attacking uphill and they're attacking downhill, so they get an attack bonus and you get an attack penalty. So that's what I like about this. But what's also interesting though is that you have to be careful, because if you surrender water to your opponent can sail right in on these mangrove shallows, and they can literally sail underneath your town center. And so this can be very, very devastating. The only thing standing between you and such a fate is a sea tower like this. Now, Sea Towers, I know what you're going to say. That Sea Tower is pathetic. It only has 7 attack and 550 health. But hear me out. Sea Towers do massive amounts of bonus damage. They do massive, massive amounts of bonus damage to ships. So, although it does not look like this Sea Tower will do much damage, the Sea Tower does something like 15 damage at least per hit to ships. So it's actually quite a lot. And it's even better if you stonewall behind it, or in front of it rather, so that it can't even be attacked by fire ships. Ooh, Coidal says, hi, will you also cast any of the 2 matches that were posted today? Nixishin and Warrior, or Hitterek and Rockafly? I don't think I'll cast them today. I've got some stuff that I'm working on for Alchemy League Season 2. I want to get those specifications out there, defining maps for Alchemy League Season 2, so that people can start working on that. I do not want to fall behind, though. I don't want to fall behind in terms of doing the castings. So I will cast them, but it will probably be tomorrow. So Geo's building a dock, and he's patrolling here with his scout to keep this villager safe. We've got a dock on this other side for Benguti here. So Bengudi's up 2 games so far. In the last game, he had a pretty good Teutonic something. I think it was a Monk Rush, but it was also Knights at the same time. They both played on Spiny Forest. It will be interesting to see how that plays out. So another thing that's interesting that we've seen players do on this map is you could actually wall this off if you lose the Whirlpool. You could wall this off, and you could actually dock inside here, and you could build up a bunch of ships and then push out suddenly and catch your opponent off guard. So we might see them do that. There is stone out here, and there is very limited gold. Each of these stone piles only has 100 stone in it. So there's not a ton of stone on the map. We tested the map, and we gave some feedback for Jasuni that the map needed less stone, would help the games end sooner. So both players with some fishing economy here. It's like Geo has 2, Benguti has 4. So it doesn't look like Geo is investing as much into fishing economy, although he is making another fishing ship. A lot of this is going to come down to whoever's up to Feudal Age first. They're both going to be up around the same time, actually. So we'll probably see a fire ship battle. And Byzantines are very popular on this map. I think people feel like you can snowball fire ships on this map like it's an islands map. Or even better, because the area is more enclosed, like you have to fight here. There's not many places you can run with galleys to micro and kite fire ships. But I would argue that fire ships are not as effective in this situation because it's harder to snowball the low number situation. I think it's easier to get to galleys on this map than on islands, let's say. Because you could always wall this off. You could build another dock back here. You could build galleys in the dock. You could build galleys in this dock, and then you could eject them and have them come out and eject the other ones, and suddenly you've got twice as many galleys as your opponent was expecting. Benguti's scouting this villager of Geo's. Geo's going to wall her in so that he can safely build this dock without Benguti interfering. So that is fortunate for Geo that he is able to do that. Geo wants to go 3 docks. Oh my goodness. But here is like, okay, so that is like the meta, right? Pick Byzantines and make fire ships or fire galleys. Benguti's actually going to wall this space off entirely with docks. Let's hope his ships don't spawn on the wrong side and that he doesn't have to delete anything to get them through. That's the meta. But the reason that I like Byzantines on this map is because of Dromons. I think Byzantines going fast imp into Dromon and just flattening everything is super OP and fun. I mean, it's not so fun for your opponent, but it's fun for you. I understand. I know. It's hard to get there, but we haven't seen many Dromons on this map. Of all the Byzantine picks, it's always try hard fire ships as quickly as possible, and that's fine. Maybe that's the way it's supposed to be. I'd have to check. I heard Jasuni saying something about how Ray recommended that galleys would be dominant on this map. So therefore, Jasuni decided that because that was Ray's recommendation, that he would do it himself. So I think Ray thought, from what I've heard, and I'd have to go back and check the document, our honorable judge Ray, believed that galleys would actually be more prevalent on this map than fire ships. But so far we've seen lots of fire ships. I actually personally agree with Ray, but I'm saying people are playing fire ships for whatever reason. The masses do not agree with Ray and I. So unfortunately for Geo, he's got to fight uphill here. He is microing his fire galley. We have a repair villager for Benguti, but it was being attacked by Geo's scout, which Benguti turned around and burned to protect his repair villager. I don't know if Geo can burn this repair villager because, oh, there we go. He's going to kill her now with fire. She goes down to fire. I mean, it all comes down to Benguti having only 2 docks and Geo having 3. So Geo just heavily investing. I don't even know if Geo can afford to build out of all 3 of these docks at the same time, or if he even wants to. He may see that he's got, my opponent only has 2 docks, unless my opponent snuck around this way and built a dock, which is unlikely. So he's just going to keep doing damage to his opponent. Benguti's going to have to send something over here. And Geo has try-hearted water more heavily than Benguti has. And Benguti might pay the price for that later. We'll see. I mean, Geo has some extra villagers, essentially, from that. He's got 3 fishing ships working, and he's killed, it looks like, 5 fishing ships from Benguti. Actually, no, 4. And he killed 1 repair villager, that repair lady who was trying to run away, and got annihilated by burning fire. Yeah, look at this. Benguti trying to be clever over here and build a dock. We'll see if he can. Maybe he can. Maybe Geo is so absorbed in burning Benguti's docks that he doesn't see this go up. We did see... I'm trying to remember who it was. I think it was Oladushek. Built like a dock on either side, and that was extremely chaotic. I think it worked out for Oladushek, actually. It's hard to say, because it was very messy for him to micro, but it also messed with his opponent a lot, too. All right, Benguti has built a galley, and Byzantine's not really known for their galleys, but see, this is, again, another reason why galleys you would expect to be dominant on this map is because he could camp behind these docks and shoot at the fire ships with the galleys. But I don't think he has fletching. I don't think he wanted to go galleys. But he's adapting, I guess, and he has to go galleys now. Just to get, oh, he's got a demolition raft here, and he just wants to blow up Geo's fishing ships. That's funny. So here it is. And he actually does not damage these other ones. So he'll have to make another one. So Benguti will probably keep his docks alive just because he's got galleys here. He needs to get fletching, though, so he can more effectively fight the fires. So Benguti building a forward archery range. So the plan is maybe, in theory, Geo is so heavily invested in water that he's not going to have the capacity to defend himself at home. And that's probably what's going through Benguti's head. So Benguti plans on making some archers and camping behind Geo's woodline and just being a huge nuisance. And I think that's a good plan. Unfortunately for Benguti, though, Geo is already on his way up to Castle Age. Okay, so somehow Benguti got out here with these galleys. I'm not sure how. Maybe there was like a palisade wall or something in between his docks, and he deleted it. And then he let all of his ships out at once. Galleys still do not have fletching. They are helping out with these fire ships, and Geo made a galley of his own. He's continuing to make more fire galleys, and he's got to relocate his fish. I mean, not that there's really anywhere to go. 3 more fire galleys pop out of docks, though, for Geo. Benguti's going to have to deal with that. He's not going to want to. We haven't seen too many towers on the Whirlpool. I wish that we would see more towers. Seems like it's pretty effective, like towers would be able to reach most things. I guess they can't reach the exact center, but they could reach a lot of stuff. So with his Castle Age advancement, Geo is going to build this War Galley, upgrade, I should say, and Benguti is going to build this market, and that is a real building that you can build. And Benguti is here with a scout. He's interfering with those villagers a little bit. Did he make any archers? It doesn't look like it. So Benguti just wants to get up. He does manage to click up. He's building another archery range, so we're going to see a bigger commitment to archers in the Castle Age for Benguti. He's fighting water. I really don't think he's getting much out of this. You could make the argument that he's forcing Geo to invest more in water, I suppose, but at his own expense. So Benguti needs to just wall this back off again and repair the dock and be satisfied that his opponent is going to take fish here. Maybe Benguti builds like 3 demos and just blows up all of these fish. I think that would be worthwhile. Geo building a barracks at home. Geo is going to, of course, Byzantine's getting free town watch and free town patrol. He can easily see this, so he knows that Benguti is up to no good over here. Oh. All right, there we go. So he's even going to see, you can't really surprise Byzantine, so he's even going to see these archers gathering over here. There we go. There we go. All right, so I set it back the way that it was. Benguti's got 4 archers. Has he gotten fletching yet? No. He is going to get it in just a couple more seconds here. Basically gets it as I finish my sentence. And Benguti does have the resources to get crossbowmen and bodkin after this. And I think Benguti just stonewalls here. Like, just stonewall across, man. It's not worth it anymore. Geo has made his position clear. But then again, I say this, but I'm kind of biased because I hate water. I think it's very boring. Benguti being very annoying with these archers. He's got 6 archers now, and he's getting bodkin. He does not have the crossbowman upgrade coming in yet. Geo has built a defensive stable, and Benguti is here though, and he's gonna kill villagers. Gonna try to catch up here in villager count. Geo does have a villager lead. All right, here's a knight. The knight has no armor though. Oh no, Benguti's archer's walking underneath the town center. Benguti building a siege workshop. He needs to make a monastery and go monk again. Just convert the knight. It's got crossbows. The crossbows will deal decent damage output against villagers, but there are not enough of them to take on Geo's knights. And so here's the monastery foundation. I'm betting. Yep, there it is. There's the monastery. I think Benguti really needs to invest in stone here. He cannot let these fire ships into his base. They will just destroy his town center and wreak havoc. Oh no, there's a hole. There's a hole. Benguti's going to lose his town center now. That is very unfortunate. Benguti on stone. He's pushing out across the map. Geo adding another town center. So he'll have 3 town centers. Benguti has a siege workshop here. He's got a random camel. Probably to deal with some knights that he saw. He's making a monk. No siege yet. So I guess there are demolition ships in here. Okay, so good hits, but it's not going to be enough. Geo's still working on this dock, and he's going to destroy it. And then he's probably going to dive the town center. Bengudi's still picking the berries here. He's got some cavalry and another monk, and it looks like he is planning to pressure this. There is a mangonel in production in the siege workshop. I don't understand this. I don't understand why Geo is not... Oh, okay, here it is. Yeah, he just needs a few more fire ships, and then I really think he could destroy this town center. Bengudi should stonewall across these mangrove shallows. Got a couple monks. There's some scouts here. There's a defensive siege workshop of Geo's own making. He's making scouts to deal with the monks. Now, of course, Bengudi's going to see everything, because Bengudi is Byzantines as well, and they get Freetown patrol. So he's going to know that Geo has these scouts waiting for him, and he's even going to see that they're... He's even going to be able to tell that they're light cav. He'll see them immediately when they're upgraded. Boom, there we go. So now they're light cav, and he knows it. Or he will know it when he looks over there. Unless Geo leaves before he gets over there. Alright, here they come. So this is a town center burning party. Oh, interesting. Bengudi is going monks to convert the fire ships. It's not going to be enough, though. Not enough monks here. He's got to pull his monk back. Geo's going to burn that converted fire galley, and then Bengudi's town center is going to slowly crumble to the flames. I don't think Bengudi has another town center either. He kind of needs that town center. Geo's at 91 villagers to Bengudi's 58. Looks like Geo just decided to burn other things besides this town center. Maybe Bengudi just isn't using it anymore, so he just doesn't want to. Oh, interesting. We got a big fight over here. Bengudi doesn't realize that Geo is converting his knights. We got a couple of mangonels coming up. If the mangonels get to this castle in time, it will be denied. Oh boy. So the camels, he needs some camels to dive the mangonels so that he can get this castle up. This is a mess. But it does look like Bengudi is going to be able to complete this castle. He just had to very smartly withdraw his villagers temporarily. So this light cav kills off all of the monks. And this castle will go up, and it will deny this wood line, and it will deny this town center as well. But not really this wood line. But he won't be able to build many farms around this one. So Bengudi should be building rams, I think. He could build a couple of rams, and he could ram down this town center, and maybe even this one too. Somehow Bengudi's town center is still standing. Geo has not destroyed it. Geo adding another town center this way. Bengudi at 45 villagers to Geo's 96. He adds a mining camp here, and he's going to take this gold. So Geo's sending some of the light cav that he made to defend against the monks into Bengudi's economy, and this is going to be a disaster for Bengudi. He's going to need to build camels to deal with it, and he already is. Camels are very good against light cav, but he is going to take some villager losses first. So he's got a mangonel and a castle working on this town center. He's got a small cluster of camels here to help defend his offensive monks. And he's making more camels to deal with this over here so that Geo cannot raid him. But Geo's going to find this wood line. Kill those villagers. Bengudi slowly has been converting these fire ships one by one whenever he thinks of it. But there's a lot going on the map so far. Oh my goodness, a defensive castle. Benguti sees this. He comes forward probably and attacks near this foundation. He's sending his camels. This is a, maybe Benguti makes some petards. Sending a repair villager forward. Town center goes down. I don't think that this castle is going to go up. Benguti is going to see these villagers and attack ground on them. Geo really wants this castle. But it's going to cost him. I think it's cost him about 10 villagers so far. Okay, conversion in on that camel. Some more villagers going down. Another villager going down. Benguti has managed to hold on to this mangonel. Geo can't build the castle yet. Not right now. And he needs it too to click up. I think that's his other building. Actually, no, he's got the buildings. He's got monks somewhere, and he's got this siege workshop. He did get redemption, I think. There's some villagers still building the castle. I think Benguti is just going to get overwhelmed here. The knight is converted. He has to attack the knight now. And the mangonel goes down, and that means that this castle will be completed. But it cost Geo a lot. It cost him like 10 villagers. And with that, seeing that Geo gets this castle up, and Benguti only has 43 villagers, and he knows he's in a rough spot, and he calls the GG. So the final game goes to Geo. So the set is overall 1-2. Benguti taking 2 games off of Geo, and Geo taking 1 game off of Benguti. So really fun set. Really appreciate these guys playing in Alchemy League, and I'm looking forward to casting future games. Benguti did not even have a town center. Oh wait, no, he built it over here. I'm looking forward to casting future games for which these two are participants. So thank you all so much for watching, and hopefully I will see you guys again soon.